The people who promised to free you from corporate control became the corporation. The same generation that rallied against IBM and AT&T built something far more pervasive. And the terrifying part isn't that they turned evil. It's that they genuinely didn't notice when it happened. Power has a way of doing that. It's very subtle, right up until it isn't. In the 1960s, a strange idea took root. Computers weren't tools of oppression, they were tools of liberation. Stewart Brand's Whole Earth catalog didn't just sell granola and geodesic dome blueprints. It sold the belief that access to information was access to power. The hippies adopted the mainframe. It was idealistic, a little naive, and genuinely world-changing. 2 out of 3 isn't bad. By the early internet, this dream had gone mainstream. In 1996, activist John Perry Barlow declared cyberspace independent from all governments and corporations. The web was a commons and open frontier where anyone could build, publish, and connect. And for a brief, strange window, something like that was actually true. Wikipedia, Linux, Creative Commons, the Internet as public library. Then came the network effect. Here's how it works: a platform is only valuable if your friends are on it. So platforms grow, and growing platforms attract more users, which makes them more valuable, which makes them grow faster. It's less like a business and more like a black hole. Once you have enough mass, gravity does the rest. The idealists built the gravity wells. The investors noticed. What followed was not innovation. It was acquisition and encirclement. Facebook bought Instagram and WhatsApp not to build something new, but to ensure nothing could compete. Google bought 260 companies in 2 decades. Amazon turned its own suppliers into competitors and then undercut them on its own marketplace. Economists call the space around these giants the kill zone. Startups enter it. Startups do not leave it. But the real damage wasn't to markets. It was to minds. Facebook's own internal researchers found that their algorithm was actively amplifying divisive content not because anyone designed it that way, but because outrage drives engagement, and engagement drives ad revenue. They knew. The memo existed. The decision was made to prioritize growth anyway. That's not a bug in the system. That is the system. Meanwhile, the tech industry's response to regulation has been to spend more money on lobbying than the defense sector. The companies that once claimed to be too creative and disruptive for government oversight now write the government's own briefings on tech regulation. It's a bit like asking a raccoon to audit the garbage situation. The raccoon will tell you everything is fine. The original sin wasn't greed. Every industry has greed. It was the belief that disruption was inherently virtuous. That scale was inherently democratic. That if you moved fast enough and broke enough things, the world would improve by default. It was never true. Power concentrated is power corrupted, whether the people holding it wear suits or hoodies. Democracy has never survived monopoly. It never will. Strip the mythology and here's what remains: a generation of genuine idealists built tools that genuinely worked, at a scale that genuinely concentrated power, in ways that genuinely weren't accidental by the time anyone noticed. The liberation rhetoric didn't disappear, it just became useful cover for the same dynamics it once opposed. Network gravity doesn't care about your values. It only cares about mass. And once you have enough of it, the ideology bends toward the orbit, not the other way around. The commons became the platform. The platform became the landlord. The landlord wrote the rules. What we find hard to shake isn't the cynicism of the outcome, it's the sincerity of the entry. The belief was real. Which means the lesson isn't watch out for bad actors. It's something more unsettling. Genuine idealism, combined with the wrong incentive structure and enough scale, produces outcomes indistinguishable from malice. We've handed our communications, our commerce, and our politics to 4 or 5 entities, and we still argue about whether we did that to ourselves or whether it was done to us. But here's what we keep coming back to: if the answer is both, what exactly are you willing to give up to change it?